Hey folks, so welcome to the first speaker session for Replay 01. I'm guessing you're all very excited, as are we. Today, we begin with Supratim Dhara. He'll be speaking on mobile and app development. Let me introduce you guys, you folks with him. He will, yes, here we go. Okay, so we'll start the live now.
So, hi everyone. This is Supratim Dhara, and thanks for having an awesome setup. I mean, this awesome thing that is going on, this online hackathon. Kudos to GDSC, IIIT Kalani, and the whole Rebase team. Thanks for having me, and we will jump on to the slides. I have prepared a few slides for you guys, and we will look into how you can start off with Flutter and how is it going to help you to build mobile apps in the coming hackathon. So let's just let me present the screen. Mm, yeah, I can share the screen here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess it's showing up on the screen. Hmm. Okay, so let's jump onto the slides and we will start. Yeah. So um, I don't know if it's visible for you guys or not. I don't see. To, mm, just a second. Mm, Okay. Yeah. So the first, just a second. Give me a second to just set it up. I don't. Why is it? Why I can't see my screen? Okay. I'm sorry, I got disconnected. I don't know why. Uh, okay. So let me just get the slides on. Just a second. Uh, yeah. Okay. Here is it. Okay. So yeah, we will be starting with absolutely. I will be starting from novice level, or you can say absolutely for beginners. How you can start off with Flutter, and you can work your way through. And so, if you are already aware about Flutter and things, then it's a plus for you. Your basics will be cleared further, and you can build amazing projects in Rebase as well. So it will be a fairly informal session, and let's see what's next. So yeah, this is about me. Um, I'm the I'm Supratim Dhara. I am the lead Flutter developer at Pegman. It's a startup from Kolkata only, and pre-final year undergrad at UM Kolkata. You might have not heard my college because it's a fairly niche one. And also the app development lead at GDSC UM Kolkata, and I love memes. Yeah, I do very much. Everyone does. Still, just mentioning it because tech people are known as geeks. So yeah. So let's move on to the next slide. And yeah. So what would be our agenda for today? So we will be learning about what cross-platform app development is, what are the two types of app development in general, how we can use Flutter to make cross-platform apps, and what is the widget-based architecture that is being used underlying for a project that is made in Flutter. And we will be discussing the most important feature of Flutter, that is hot reload, how it helps in development, how it helps in increasing the time of development, decreasing the time of development that you spend, and how it helps you develop faster. And we will be having a short coding session along with that, in while I'll be showing you the hot reload feature, and there will be a Q&A as well, where you can ask me questions about anything. So yeah, let's go. And Flutter is all about widgets. So let's see some of them and how we can build some awesome apps and awesome projects with Flutter. So yeah, first off is what is cross-platform app development, and how Flutter influences it, and what are its benefits. So if you know that we all know that there are two main operating systems that are there in the mobile ecosystem. The one is iOS and the other one is Android. These are the two giants of operating systems in mobile um, ecosystem. So there are two kinds of app development for each. One is native app development, the other one is cross-platform app development. So the first one, that is native app development, for Android we use Kotlin, and for iOS we use SwiftUI. And these are technologies that are used for specific platforms. Let's say you are building an app for Android, you will be using Kotlin, and you will be building the app just for Android. And let's say you are building an app for iOS, you will be using Swift, and will be building the app just for iOS. It's meant to run for iOS, or it's I mean it's meant to run for that system only. Now the thing comes cross-platform app development. Cross-platform app development is you write one code and it runs on all the different operating systems, be it mobile systems like Android, iOS. There can be desktop, there can be web apps, there can be Linux apps, Mac OS apps, anything. You write one code and it runs on all the operating systems or the major operating system providers. So frameworks like Flutter, like React Native, like Xamarin, like Ionic, these are some cross-platform development software development kits. So these what it enables us as developers to write one code base and run it on any system. And now comes what is Flutter. So this is a meme. Many of you can, if you are an anime freak, so you know him. I don't know him because I don't watch anime that much. And okay, so what is Flutter? Flutter is one such a cross-platform app development service, or you can say software development kit, or SDK, that is developed by Google in 2016. So from 2016 to 2018, it was a beta program. in which it was launched as a beta program. It was under development, and from 2018, Flutter got its more development. I mean, it got developed to a better uh, SDK. So Flutter is a open source SDK that is used to build Android and iOS, and basically you can build anything with it: web apps, mobile apps, Linux apps, desktop apps, anything, macOS apps, anything. So Flutter, what is the use of Flutter? It is used to make your single code base work on multiple devices. So yeah, pros of Flutter. So as I discussed, there is single code base. In Bengali, we say there is this thing, lat code Bangali. So if you are a lat code Bangali developer or a lat code developer, or like just you don't want to write much, I mean different codes for different ecosystems, so Flutter is can be your choice. So yeah, single code base, it allows you to write one code base to run your application on any of the um, system. And these are some of the apps that are built using Flutter. And one of them is many of us use it every day: Google Pay, Dream 11. uh, not not going into the debates, not going into the controversies with the Dream 11. So yeah, these are some of the Google ads. Recently, Tencent games also have started converting the PUBG. There's a game we all have played at some point. So they are planning to shift it from native Kotlin to Flutter, only just the front end and the UI part. So yeah, these are some of the apps that are currently built and in production using Flutter. So what are other pros of Flutter? It's fast development. The Flutter's hot reload feature, which we'll be discussing later in this session, how it supports fast development. So fast development hot reload feature allows the developers to see the changes live at the moment of development. So you don't have to wait until your code gets rendered. So let's say you are building a mobile app which consists of 4 buttons, and you lay them over, and you just want to change. Let's say you want to have the buttons in these colors, like the first one to be red, the second one to be blue, the third one to be green, and the fourth one to be orange. So let's say at some point your teammate, or in your hackathon your teammate says that I don't like this blue button, you change it to let's say green. So fast development and hot reloads feature, what it enables is you can just change that color, and you can see the change live at the moment of change. And the other than that, there is beautiful UI. Flutter uses widgets, which are customizable code blocks that are used by everyone. I mean, used by Flutter developers, which are customized based according to their use. So we will go get into the widget architecture to discuss more on this. And yeah, that was about pros of Flutter. So yes, as you know, as you have recently, I also went to somewhere, and yeah, this is a pickup line from my side. As you know, in all my sessions, I give out pickup lines for free. So this is one of them. You can use it on your hackathon partner if she or he is your crush, or you are looking to uh, get things going. So yeah, this is something you can use. You can take a screenshot. You can take anything. I'll just pose with it so that you can take a good picture of mine. And yeah, use it with care. I am not responsible if you get friend zoned or bro zoned. So yeah, let's go. So yeah, as I said, Flutter developer, see, this guy says that Flutter developers are watching everyone struggle with layout. We don't have any issues or I'm not getting into any controversies with web developers. We all are great developers. We build awesome stuff. But yes, what widgets help us as Flutter developers is we don't have to struggle with layouts, and we don't have to search on Google how to center a div. So yeah, so let's get into the widget architecture and how it is underlying in the Flutter development ecosystem. So widgets, as I said, these are pre-built UI elements that serve as building blocks for creating user interfaces. So widgets are basically blocks that you override with your instructions, and override with your things that you want to add or customize according to your use. So widgets are pre-built UI blocks. These are already available for the Flutter developers in form of packages. Like, if you, let's say, if you're building an app for Android specific thing, a specific theme, so you can use the material package that is designed by Google for building the UIs. So you can it has a whole lot of widgets. Material UI has a whole lot of widgets. You can just import the package, the material UI package, and use them according to your use. We just reusability, this reusability feature is must, a great thing for us, for our developers. So what it is, let's say you are planning to make an app that uses a single type of button, like the single themed button that is being used for the whole app. But let's say the use of that button is 15 times in the app. So one way of doing that is writing the code for the 15 buttons separately, or you can make a class, you can make a file of that button, and you can just use it wherever you want with the specific customization required at that screen or at that moment of time. Let's say on the first screen you want that button to be red, and on the third screen you again want that button but it's in blue with a different size. So you can just take that button from the first screen and just can call the function to the third screen with passing and pass the color and the size and whatever you want to change for that button, and you can just work fine. It will just work fine. So yeah, next slide is all about the must know widgets to start off with Flutter development. Why I prepare this slide is because there is ample amount of time still for rebase, for you guys, for the participants to get going with Flutter if you're planning to build your project around Flutter and cross-platform things. So first off is all of these widgets I'll show you on the live code session as well, which will be consisting of these mostly these widgets only. Briefly, I'll be discussing this in this slide as well. So the first up comes is app bar. So app bar is the top section of the top horizontal section of the app. If you have used any of the recent apps like WhatsApp, like Instagram, so there is a top vertical section, top horizontal section that says the app name and with some other details. Let's say if you take example of WhatsApp, there is WhatsApp written over there, and on the onto the right, extreme right of that, there are some profile which there are some other things. That, so that top vertical thing, the top horizontal thing is known as app bar. It denotes what app you are in or what page you are in. So the next thing is scaffold. The scaffold is like the whole area that you work in, the whole screen. Flutter gives you the pixel to pixel control over the screen so that you can build anything on anywhere around the screen. So yeah, scaffold is a whole screen that you work on. It's also known as canvas informally. It's not a formal word to use, but we say it canvas as Flutter developers. Next up comes his container. Container is a rectangular visual element. It's also a widget which helps you align, which helps you, which helps you. It is fully customizable, and it's like a container. As the name suggests, it's a container. It's a rectangular widget that lets you do anything with it. You can put in text, you can put in image, you can put in anything. Like if you are using GIFs, you can use it there. So it's a customizable widget. It's open to anything. You can even use the container as a text input field as well. So yeah, it helps you to do a number of things. Next up is the text widget. Text widget I don't need to explain because the name suggests it. It's just to render text on the screen. And next is elevated button. Elevated button is a type of button that is part of the material package. And elevated button is the one of the most used button that in Flutter, I mean Flutter apps. So elevated button, what it helps is, how it looks like is, you get a shadow behind the button and it looks cute. It's also a pre-designed element. You can pass in your color, you can pass in your size, you can pass in your text if you want to have it. And these are some of the properties that the elevated button takes in. Next up is row and column. These are widgets that these are known as the, I mean, aligning widgets or arranging widgets. These are non-visible elements, but these help you in aligning the layout of the screen. Let's say you are having 3 to 4 containers in a, it's just a random number that I'm picking up. Let's say you have a three, you are using 3 containers inside a screen and one text. So if you use the column, so there will be the first container, the second container, and the third container, and then let's say you are using the button. Or in case of row, there will be first container, second container, and third container. If there's is space left after that, then there will be the other things that you want to add. So these are some of the widgets that we will be discussing today in the, say, I mean, that coding session 2. So let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, next slide is, yeah, I am a great guy, I did n number of things and बहुत कुछ कर लिया मैंने, ऐसा नहीं है. We should always learn every day. I am still learning, you should always learn. So yeah, let's jump onto the IDE and let's get coding. Yeah, so I'll just pop this off, uh, and I'll just move over to presenting my screen. By the way, I'll just ask for Adrija's help if anybody has any questions, as I cannot see the live stream right now. Oh, I can switch it. Oh, I can switch tabs. And how naive am I? Wait, I'll just. Uh, okay, so okay, so there are not much questions. Okay, let's jump on to the IDE. Okay, for your IDE, I'll just present my screen. How can I present it? Oh yeah, here it is. If yeah, you guys can see it. So the you can use any ID of your choice. Mine personally, I like Android Studio, so I'll jump onto Android Studio. So when it opens, till it opens, let's, yeah, oh, really open fast. Nice. So let me just close this project, whatever I was working on. So yeah, whenever you open Android Studio, you'll be getting some widgets here. Sorry, widgets, projects here. In my case, there are projects that are built. If you are going for the first time build, we won't be having any project. Okay. If you have got Flutter installed on your system, you'll be getting this button known as the, it says new Flutter project. If you don't have Flutter installed in your system, you won't be having this button. So before this, I'll just quickly go on to my browser and show you where from you can download and install Flutter. So by the way, you shouldn't be you should be knowing this, that Flutter is an SDK and Dart is the programming language. Flutter is not a programming language. So yeah, head over to flutter.dev. You can see it here. If I can zoom in, why doesn't it zoom in? Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. I cannot zoom into the bookmark tab. Okay. So flutter.dev is the official official place where you can see, can get Flutter downloads, and you can see there is a number of apps. There are many things that are going on here. See, there are many apps still being built. Philips Hue, Dream 11, BMW, Alibaba. These are apps that are built using Flutter. So once you go head over to the extreme down, you head over at the extreme end of the page, you get this get started thing, and if you hit on install, you get redirected to this page, which says you have to choose your operating system. Let's say you are working on Mac OS, then it recommends iOS. I'll prefer Android. Whatever you are working on, the same thing gets downloaded. No, not, doesn't matter. So just check your system requirements. Sorry, the require what are the hardware requirements for it, and match it with whatever your system is. If it's good, then just get the Flutter SDK and create the environment variable for it. So I'll not go into deep into Flutter, how to install Flutter and how to work on that. I'll just show you how it is done. How the app is built. So okay, so here we come into Android Studio again. You can also use for Visual Studio Code if you like. No matter, doesn't matter. The same things. They are same things. So here it asks for the Flutter SDK path. Always remember where you have your Flutter SDK installed. Once you are done, once the Flutter is installed, this stays there. It doesn't matter that you close it and it won't forget. So hit on next. Name your project. I'll just name it Rebase session. Yeah, just yeah. Name it with anything. Oh, by the way, Dart doesn't allow you to name your projects. I repeat, projects with the capital letter at as the first letter. Okay, so you have to start with a small letter. So yeah, these are not something that you should be messing up with. Leave it as it is and just hit create. Okay, so yeah, it says creating Flutter project. Okay, so yeah, this is how the Flutter project looks like. I'll just resize it a bit so that I can just open the simulator so that you can see how it looks. First of all, I'll just head over to the project structure. Okay, so this is the oh sorry. So this is the project structure. This is the name of your project that you named. Here is a Flutter logo, which denotes that is this is a Flutter project. And these are some of the till iOS. This Dart tool, IDEA, and Dart iOS. These are native API calling functions or folders. If you are using native APIs like camera, like microphone, you will be messing up with that. And these are some Linux, Mac OS. These are other things. So this is how a Flutter project looks like. The most important folder over here is lib folder or library folder. Okay, inside this we have got this main.dart file which is opened here. I'll just close the readme. uh, uh, so whenever you create a Flutter project, it hands you with a blank vanilla app, or in terms of other programming languages, this is the boilerplate code for it for Flutter. And how this looks like, it gives you an app. I'll just show you what it looks like. Let me just quickly uh, run my simulator. Yeah, once it runs, we'll just run the code. and show you how it looks. So in the meantime, I'll just explain you through this. So this is the main.dart file. Uh, Let it run, let it build. Okay. So if I just zoom in a bit, you can see it good and clear. Okay, this is the void main function from where the code starts running or the app starts building. This is the import function which imports a package known as material. As I said, material is a package inside the Flutter SDK only. And whenever you call the material package, you use the material, the widgets provided by material to Flutter. So this is a stateless widget. We will be going into stateless and stateful widgets as well in the in the session only. These are some of the things that are not required. We will be ultimately deleting all of this. So here is the class from which says my app. Oh, I guess it's running. Okay. So yeah, this is how a demo Flutter app or a scratch Flutter app looks like. So here this is this whole from here to here till the navigation bar, or well, I don't know what it is known as. This is the navigation bar, if I'm not wrong. This is the oh no, sorry, this is the notification bar and this is the navigation bar. That's correct. So this whole thing is scaffold that we work on. This is the app bar. Okay, and this is the whole body of the app. This is a elevated. This is a floating button. So elevated button also looks similar to this. So what it does here, if you tap on this, it increases the count of number of times you tapped in. So the 5 6 7 8 9. So this is a dummy app. We'll be not using it. So let's just jump onto the ID and let's build something good. So I'll just delete all of this. And also these things are not required and don't need a theme. All of this, I'll just let the material 3 to be true. Okay, sorry, I just deleted the theme data as well. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, I need the theme data. Inside this we will be keeping the, we'll keep yeah, we'll just keep this thing, use material 3 as true because material 3 is the newest one, newest iteration to material packages. We'll just let it stay there. So now comes the real thing. Here you can see there is a home widget, I mean home field. It says constant my home page. We don't have a home page right now, so I'll just remove all of this and we will create a new function named homepage only. Okay. So homepage is a, I mean, I named it. This is the function that we are going to redirect it when the app is open. So home, what it does is it points to the function that is being called when the Flutter app is started. So what we will do is it's a best practice to make a new Flutter, sorry, dot file named homepage. I prefer doing that. Okay, homepage is a new dot file that we made. We'll just import material package. We did, and we will just make a stateful widget named what we named homepage. So yeah, we created a homepage function. Now, if we head over to this file, main.dot file, then you can see that where if I hover over this, here it says import library homepage.dart. So it knows that there is in this whole project there is a file that has the homepage.dart, that has the homepage function that is there in this homepage.dart file. So we'll just import it and you can see the red squiggly line is gone. So let's head over to homepage and here it's the same. Now comes the most important thing, that is state. What is state and what is stateful widget and what is stateless widgets? There are two types of widgets. stateful widget and stateless widget. As the name suggests, stateless have doesn't have a state. Second thing is the other thing is stateful. It has a state. सो ये स्टेट क्या है, मतलब बहुत कुछ हो रहा है कि स्टेटफुल स्टेटलेस ये सब. I'll make break it down for you. Let's say if in this case we have a stateful widget. Let's say you are making an app with 15 screens. Here it starts and let's say it ends on the, and you need some data from this screen. This is the first screen on the 15th screen of yours. Okay, so I'll just comment it that let's say you need the user user enters the his name, his or her name on the first screen. This is the case that we are considering, and you need this name, sorry, this name on the 15th screen. So how to pass this name from the first screen to the 15th screen? So here comes the play of stateful widget. What it carries is data from the first widget to the I mean any widget to any widget. If let's say I need this screen is a widget as well, so I need this name which is a value, this name which is a value from the first screen to the 15th screen. So if both of these screens are stateful widgets, then we can move the name value from the first screen to the 15th screen. This is one thing that is very used in stateful widgets. Other thing that is important in case of stateful widgets are that, let's say if you are migrating from I mean if you are migrating from one page to other, navigation is also needed. So for navigation, stateful widgets are the king. You can't navigate so smoothly in case of stateless widgets. These are two use cases, and the most important use case is building of widgets in the process of compilation. What does this whole big chunk of word stands for? So uh, let's say you are building a widget that is in case of stateless widgets, if you it builds the widget with the data that you supply before the compilation. And in case of stateful widget, the widget can take in other values for a while compilation. So let's say if you are getting a response, if you are using an API to fetch any data, in that case you must use stateful widget. Why? Because it's a part of asynchronous programming. You have to await the function that is accepting the value from the API. So you must be assigning the widget that is displaying the data that is coming from the API as stateful widget, as it needs the data from the API to display the widget, display the value or the whatever you are trying to display on the screen. If it's and no, it's not that clear because stateful and stateless widgets are very confusing. I still confused till this date. So yeah, it's a bit confusing, but this is the easiest explanation that I could have given. So yeah, let's jump onto here, and on the home screen we will return scaffold. Okay, just return scaffold. Inside the app bar we will take in app bar, and as in app bar we will display a text or inside that as a title, sorry. As in text we will be giving session at previous one. So this is a text that I want to display. See, this is a, so yeah, if you can see, as I hit save, control and S and command S for macOS users, so it instantly shows the change that you have done to the app. It doesn't need to rebuild the whole app. So how it enhances the build speed or the development speed of yours is by you just hit save and you can see the change right up front of you. You don't have to wait for the app to build again from the scratch. Okay, so yeah, here is a text that I want to display, and let's say I want to have a body as okay, I don't need anything for the app bar. I'll head over to body, and there I shall return a container. Yeah, works fine. And inside that container, I want to have a container takes in child property. Child property, what it does is it displays whatever you want to have inside the container. So in child, I want to have again a text. Let's say this is uh, this event is in Kalyani, so I love Kalyani. So let's see how it looks like. So here you can see that this is the text that is being displayed here. So what we will do is we will wrap this container with a center widget so that it comes in the center. See, here is the text, and I don't like the size of the text. I want it to be bigger. So we will just format this with desired size, and here we'll just style it with text style property. Inside this textile property, you can set anything like font size. Let's say bump that up to 32, and font weight. It's a class, so font weight to let's set it to bold, and let's see how it looks. Wow, this looks nice. This looks good. This is really good. And let's say what else can we do? We can, yeah, we can set color to it. uh, Color to the container. We can colors dot uh, I can say this the first one as yellow. Yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, you can say this container is wrapped to this a text. So it's showing that this is yellow in color, and yeah, this looks fine. And we also can do one thing is we can copy this whole container, and we can use it multiple times. Sorry, where did I copy? Okay, let's wrap this with. So I'll just also show you how to use the um, column widget. Inside this column, it takes in children because it's a multiple. I mean, what column is? It takes in multiple containers, multiple widgets inside it. So we'll just cut this off, and we'll just here we need this, and inside this you can place in, yeah, and inside this column widget you have, let's see, this thing is sticked to the left of the screen, so we want some gap to have it on the left. So we can just set the main axis alignment. There are two axes in the arranging widgets. One is the main axis alignment and the other one is cross axis alignment. In case of column, the main axis is this one, because you know how column is. The column will line up the the widgets in horizontal manner. So the main axis of column must be the horizontal axis. So the main axis alignment, we will just it is a class, and we will just say center. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks fine, and we can also set a padding around it. If, yeah, we can set a padding around it of 32 pixels. No, it doesn't looks fine. um 50. Also doesn't look fine. Okay, we want to set a padding to it. I'll just set it later on. We will just remove plus. I don't know many lines. Okay, so what we will do is we'll copy this. I'll just show you how the reusability of widgets work, as I talked on the PowerPoint presentation as well. So we will use this single container multiple times. We will use this multiple times, and the let's say three times. Yeah, this looks good, and we will change the color. This one, the first one was yellow. Let's set it to red. The other one, let's set this to blue, and let's see how it looks. See, this is how reusability of widgets work. Like in this case, we didn't separate the container to a different class. Let's say you want to have it have this container, or let's say you want to have this anything that you like multiple times in the app. Here we are using it only once in this only one screen. So you can make a different class or a different file for it, and you can just fetch the for I mean function for that particular thing that you built. So yeah, container, I'll just not make it center. I'll just have it space around or space evenly. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this looks fine. So just I'll just wrap this with padding better. Is 20. Oh, this looks too much. 100. Good. Or we can say 80. Yeah, looks fine. Somewhat looks fine. I still don't like it though. But yeah, we can do this. So yeah, this is how the container looks like. This is how the text looks like. And there are n number of properties that you can put inside text style, and you can style your text. You can put in themes. You can put in fonts. If you like to have a, I mean, custom font for yourself, you can do it as well. So next up comes is buttons. One of them was elevated button, as we discussed, and we will use elevated button. So elevated button, what it takes is are two functions that are necessary for it to work. One is on pressed method, and the other one is child method. So on pressed method, as the name suggests, it has any kind of value, any kind of function that you want to call or want to I mean have when the button is pressed. So in this case, we don't have any thing to display or anything to any function. We will just give it a blank method to function, and inside child you can do anything with it. So I'll just again use the text widget to render something on the screen inside the button. Okay, so inside this text we will return this is an elevated this is an elevated button. Let's see how it looks. See, this is how an elevated button looks like. Okay, so this is an elevated button, and we can also customize the size of this text as well by the same thing, style with the text style method, uh, text style, and we can just bump up the font size to 20, let's say, and let's look at it. Oh, this is too 18, still too big. 15, 10. Oh, too much. And also make it bold on weight on weight dot bold. So yeah, this is how an elevated button looks like, and if you click on it, it does nothing because there is an empty function inside this on press button. So on press method. So if you pass in a function, that has something to do when, if you have anything to do when the this button is clicked, then you have to pass in the function that it needs to call when this button is clicked. And yeah, this was it. Yeah, this is what I can. Yeah, am I missing anything? No, not at the moment. Yeah, this is what it is. So yeah, okay. Now let's head back to the slides, and let's see what's there, if I do have anything to share. Or I shall just head over to this and see you. Uh, okay. Okay. Okay, you guys don't. Okay, that was about it, and yeah, I don't have anything to show apart from it. Let me just head over here. Um, okay, so if you have any questions, do if you have any questions right now, you can drop it here and we can discuss on it. Or if you don't have any questions, or if you come up with anything else, like any errors, or you want to discuss Flutter, discuss mobile app development in general, then you can head over to my socials, which I shall show. I shall just share my screen, or what should I do? uh, yeah, I shall share my screen. If uh, can I share the slides once more? uh Yes, I can't. Okay, you can head over to the GDSC Twitter as well, and you can find my socials over there, and you can ping me anywhere, and we will have a chat on Flutter and on mobile development or any query that you might have. So yeah, that was about my session. Kudos to the team, kudos to the whole setup that they have put up, and all the best for you guys. Keep supporting Rebase, keep supporting GDSCs, keep taking part in hackathons, build some awesome stuffs. You'll learn awesome stuffs in hackathon and win amazing prizes. And yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah. Mm.
Thanks for being there with us. Thank you, Supratim, once more. If anyone has any further questions, I feel they can shoot, or have all the questions been answered? All right. Thank you
Okay.
once more. Yeah, we have put his socials down in the description. If anyone has any further questions, if anyone wants to talk to him personally, they can shoot him up, hit him up. Sorry, not shoot. Yep. So that's all. Thank you. Thank you once more.